Welcome to the tutorial on string functions. I'll take you through the string functions that are shown here. Most of them are very useful and applicable to everyday applications, and also definitely applicable to all the videos I will or have already made. Okay, so the first one I'll show you is strlen. This is extremely simple, in which we have a string value of, let's say, hello. Now this function takes a string and counts the number of characters in that string. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, and if we were to echo out the value of the variable string using this function, we should have a result of 5 in our browser. Now the next function is applicable to this. If you were looping through the number of string characters using a for loop, you would need MB substring to take a specific substring inside. So for example, if you had the string of, let's say, my name is Alex, and we wanted to loop through this, checking each character as we went. For example, if you check out my name splitter tutorial, we loop through each single character until we find a space, and then from there on we save the last name. So first I'll echo out MB substring, and next we will specify the string that we need to check. We need to specify the starting point, so I'll say 1. In fact, I'll say 0, and then the length, I'll say 2, and this should echo out my. Refresh. Okay, we've got my there. So what it's done is it's gone through the string and said, right, we'll start at 0 and we'll say for 1, 2, we'll echo out that there. Now what I will do is say, I will say strlen, length equals strlen of string. I'm creating a new variable here of the length of the string, and then I'll replace 2 with this value. As long as I start from 0, I can put the string length in there, or rather length in there, and as we refresh we get the whole of the string. And what I could also do is say strlen -5 on the end here for my name including the full stop. So I'm saying -5. So that would take 5 of the length and just echo out my name is. Refresh and we get my name is. So these two functions are quite versatile, and using the strlen which applies to MB substring here. Okay, so the next function I'll go through is explode. Now explode will take a string as we have here. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the explode function, it will echo out explode. It will break a string, a plain string, from the start to finish. It will break it down into an array. So say we want to create and write out this. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stored in each separate element of the array. I'll say explode string. No, I'll not. I'll specify what is used to break up the string. At the moment it's the space. If we had slash, we could replace it by a slash, because this would be the determinant where it starts, and this is the separator. This is the second value. So for the moment we will have space. Okay, so you can add anything you want in here. It can be an asterisk, it can be any symbol really. You just need to specify what breaks up the string. Explode and then the name of the string, and that should be it. Let's check that out. Refresh. Array, at the moment echoing out the array. Obviously you can see that what I have done is just echoed out an array. We can say it has been set to an array because we've learned that in my array tutorial, and here it tells us we have an array. So now if we just use this function and then echo out, in fact we need to first set this into a variable. So let's say exparray equals that, and then we're going to say exparray, and we can echo out numbers. So we can use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be it. So as soon as this value is 0, this would equal 1. So let's say I want to echo out 1 that should equal to. Okay, so we successfully broken out array. Like I said before, we put slashes here and just replace space with slash, and we'll have exactly the same result here. Okay, so that's explode. Now the opposite of that is implode. Let me get rid of this. And you can see the implode function here, also called join. So you can call it as join or implode, whatever you prefer. So what I'll do is type a new string and its value of implode, and what we're going to implode is our exp array. Okay, so let's try it out. Okay, we've done that without any errors. Now if we echo out a new string, that should recall what we started with before with no spaces. But what can be done is you can specify with what to break up your array. So here I decided to add space, but if you wanted slash there, you could just put / here and get that result. But coming back, these functions are for converting to and from arrays. So explode and implode, and like we said before, this can be written as join. So refresh and we get exactly the same result. So that's the implode function here. Okay, the next function we go to is NL2BR. Now this function is really functional and easy when we are working with databases. When data is being stored on an immediate line basis. Now remember, I said that if you had watched my basic tutorials, you would have known that this hello, or should I say hello new line, another new line, and I'll put the semicolon, that is the line break here. Let's keep it as that. Okay, so if I echo this out, we can imagine what will happen. We will get this. If you want them on separate lines, then we should use BR. So if you don't want to use HTML for some reason, or if you are taking from database results, you will have to build quite a complex function to put line breaks in it. It happens when people set me into a database. So if you cannot build and just have this plain text in the database, what you really want to do is just echo out without having to manually use quotes and put breaks in it, if that makes sense. But if you put NL2BR at the start of a string and we'll just end the bracket there, you'll see it will echo out the exact way we want it to. We'll get the line break at the top because we have done this, added a space here. Let's remove that. So without NL2BR, we would get everything in one line, and with NL2BR, we would get separate lines, just the way we want it. Okay, so I'll stop this video here as I'm running out of time. There's a second part for the rest of these functions. Be sure to catch it. See you soon. This is Osama dubbing for Spoken Tutorial Project.